Hey everybody, and happy New Year from all of us here at Harvest Harmonics. And hopefully you had a chance to take advantage of our 2-for-1 special. But for the rest of you guys who didn't have a chance to take advantage of this, don't worry. We are still operating on very specials here for the new year. We know that for most farmers, the reality is you guys work pretty hard all throughout the year. You take the holidays off, and then now's the time when you guys all start to look at what you're going to be doing for this year and how you're going to be improving your season. So, as you guys start to roll out of the new year and start to look at what you're actually going to be doing and to improve your farm and improve your operation, we definitely want to be part of your plans there. So, um, definitely take a look at this. If you haven't seen our presentations, please check us out on YouTube, check us out on Facebook, check out our website as you see here at harvestharmonics.com. We've been working with hundreds of farmers all throughout the world, producing on all different crop types, some truly amazing results. And this year, the target is not just going to be, get a few more farmers on board. The target's going to be complete 50 of our scientific trials and start to get massive countries on board. In fact, we're starting to reach out to governmental officials, to large players in the agricultural industry in a number of different regions. We're going to be really going for uh, our entire mission, which is basically to completely revolutionize and revitalize agriculture. We made the decision when we first launched this product in 2019 that we weren't going to discriminate between whether a farm had 5 acres or 500, half an acre or 5,000, anywhere in between, or whether it's corn, blueberries, strawberries, grapes, whatever types of crops. We said we'll take on all comers. We want to help all agriculture. And in the last 2 years, we realized as we started looking back, it really was those key players who really helped us drive forward here. It wasn't just the small mom and pops; it was the large growers who really enabled us to contact a lot of people. And of course, we're going to continue that procedure, but we are going to continue to work with growers of all sizes. And just to let you guys know too, if you're wondering, because the question we typically get is, well, how much does this cost? And the reality is, the cost of this is nominal. It's a very small cost when you compare it to the results that we're seeing on farms all over the world. And if you're a specialty crop grower, you're going to be making 10, 20, 30 times what you're paying us. So that shouldn't really be a consideration. The first hurdle you got to overcome for yourself is, do I believe it works? Have I seen enough to know that this works? Some people, they can just see this and get the concept and just jump on board, and they order their whole farm, and they're the happiest because they're the ones who are making a lot of money right now. Other guys, and a lot of other guys, are saying, you know what, I just want to try this on a small section of my farm, on this field over here, or that field or that section, and they want to see the results. And of course, those guys are now starting to see the results, and they're going to be reordering for the rest of their farm this year. But our real mission is to get this out to as many farmers as we can. And again, in most countries, especially countries where there's other challenges like the exchange rate's too low, or the farmers don't have irrigation systems, or what have you, we're going to be working with big, large scale operations and large scale government organizations to really get this thing to those farmers. And as we mentioned earlier, Tech 7, which is the newest version of our technology, is in the testing phases right now. When that comes out, we're going to be getting this out to all the non-irrigating farmers, because right now we have irrigation devices. So if you guys are looking for something, looking for a solution, then you've come to the right place and you've come at the right time, because now we are already proven our technology works. We're already seeing results on fields everywhere, and it's just a matter of putting this on your farm and seeing it for yourself. So I want to reach out to all the guys. I don't care if you're a corn farmer, a wheat farmer, soybeans, tree fruit, nuts. I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of crops you have. If you want to improve the quality of your crops, we want to talk to you. And the other cool thing about this that I should be mentioning is, our purpose is not just to sell a product or sell a technology. Our purpose is to revitalize agriculture around the world. Now, you can't have a giant mission like that, a giant purpose like that, without a technology or tools that support that. And again, the Canonize plant booster is a tool that we've been seeing tremendous results on. And I want to show you just a few of those results here, just to give you an idea of what we're really talking about here. So let me show this with you. Um, Now, again, this is the future of farming today. What we're seeing here, Our mission, again, want to help farmers grow healthier, better quality food and vegetables. The biggest thing that we're seeing on farms around the world right now is the overuse of pesticides, the overuse of petrochemicals, oil-based chemicals. And that creates problems not just for the short term in terms of toxicity of what you're producing, but it also creates long-term problems for soil health and for plant health and everything else. And not only do we have to eat this, but it's something that's not going to make it easier for you to farm. So you may wind up having to have uh, fields that are fallow for 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you're able to farm on those again. And if you think about that, let's say if you have 1,000 acres and you have a three field rotation on that. Imagine if you're only able to farm 300 of those 1,000 acres. You still have to have that 1,000 acres to take care of it. But imagine if you can go from a 3-year rotation down to a 2-year rotation. That means you can add another 200 acres of your production and get that annual yield every 2 years instead of every 3 years. I mean, that by itself would be a 33% increase in production, even if our technology did nothing else than improve soil health. And of course, it's doing that too. So again, I'm not going to go into the in-depth discussion of how our technology works. Again, by now you've probably already seen multiple videos if you've watched any of our shows. One thing I will say, and I'll just reiterate this: we are not magnets. We're not magnetic technology. If that's what you were thinking, this is another one of those. Keep in mind this is not magnets. In fact, it's an irrigation device, as you see here. We install this right to the outside of our pump or water source, so you can see this on your farm without having to do any plumbing work or any kind of manipulation of your irrigation system. And also we have pre-made fittings which you can plumb right into your line as well. Um, I'll go into this here. Let's just take a look again to the two areas that our system dramatically improves is photosynthesis efficiency and soil health. So let's get into how we improve that. So with photosynthesis efficiency, we're seeing greater growth and more vigor, better production and better quality on fruits and vegetables than ever before. And here we have another example here with one of our farmers, Jim Reed, who installed this on his farm like a year and a half ago. And he installed this on a field that had 1-year-old citrus seedlings on it. Now, the cool thing about this particular trial that we did was he compared this to his brother's 2-year-old seedlings. So you have a field with 1-year-old seedlings that he has under treatment here, and you have a field of 2-year-old seedlings which were managed by the same person. His brother managed both fields. Same fertilization, same fertility program, same inputs, same everything else, right? And yet, after the first season, we were seeing the Canonize field of 1-year-old seedlings doubling the growth rate. We're actually seeing that they're growing larger and faster and more healthy than the 2-year-old seedlings that his neighbor was using. So we're dramatically increasing growth rate. Now that'd be great if that was a one-time situation, but here we have another example where we doubled the growth rate on these dragon fruit seedlings. This is a nursery application, obviously, but on these little mini dragon fruit plants, we saw a 10-week growth rate done in 5 weeks. So we look at the picture here in 5 weeks, and we see this is what the untreated plants look like, and this is what the treated plants look like. So not only is this twice as tall and much larger, but also the stems are much greener, much healthier, and much better looking as well. In fact, I'll show you here just one testimonial. Let me actually share this in a different way here. Okay, I want to show you this. There we go. I'm going to show you this testimonial from Jim Reed himself and let you hear what he had to say about the Canonize plant booster technology. And that's something that a lot of our farmers are telling us. They're afraid to farm without it now because it's such a night and day difference between what farming was like without it and what it's like with it. And as he mentioned, it's exactly what happens is our system is helping the plants become more efficient at the utilization of the inputs that you have. So if you're in the old school method of farming where you're looking at, hey, if I want to increase yield, I got to keep dumping more inputs on, dumping more inputs, dumping more inputs, especially nitrogen and to a lesser degree phosphorus and potassium. I have to keep putting more inputs, putting more stuff on there. And that works to a point, but there comes a point where the plants just can't absorb any more nitrogen or any more inputs. And then all the money you're spending on fertilizer and your fertility program is just being wasted. So with our system, we're making the plants more efficient so that it can utilize those nutrients more efficiently. And that will translate into two things. One is more yield, which as you heard Mr. Reed talk about, a faster growth rate, and you'll see of course, reduction of input costs because you won't need to use as much fertilizer or chemicals as you did before. Next example here was on a broccoli field. This was we just got this about a week ago, and this was this area, this farm got hit by a hailstorm. Now, as you know, if we hit hailstorms or snow or anything like that, or any kind of freeze, those types of things, usually that will either kill the plant or at least put them in stasis where the plants aren't growing anymore. Here we see a picture side-by-side comparison here on the control field on the left where you see the plants are looking small, they're looking underdeveloped, and the Kiminasi on the right, which looks in full health and full bloom. And of course, these are broccoli, so they'll be sprouting broccoli stalks here very, very shortly. And so what happens is the hail did not bother the Kiminasi plants in the same way that it would other plants. It's giving the plants more resilience to weather fluctuations. So you'll get a faster growth rate, but you also see more resilience to negative weather impact as well. In greenhouse applications, we get great results there. So if you guys are, especially in Europe and other areas where they use greenhouse growing quite extensively, you're going to be happy about this. What we're seeing is more production from the plants plus reduction of overall input costs. So here we have zero pesticides used in this treated greenhouse versus the control greenhouses, which of course needed fungicides and insecticides. In field applications, we've seen increases in tomato production, 100% there. Improvements in yield of melons, 25% there with less minor flies. 27% increase in artichoke production and 50% less nematodes. 3 times more vigor in corn. In fact, I'll show you here in a little bit here one of the testimonials from one of the field trials we have going on in corn down in South America, and that'll blow you away. Other things we're seeing is reduced mite infestations here. And here are the agronomy reports to show that, and then more yield. We're seeing this is the corn trial we're talking about, where the corn is growing 14 feet tall. I mean, we're talking about huge, huge differentials. And this farmer is telling us he's going to get about 80 to 90 tons per hectare as opposed to 40 to 45 tons, which is going to allow him to shrink his overall field that he uses for feed and grow other stuff on that land, which is going to dramatically improve his operation. Let's just listen to what he says. And again, this is in Spanish, but you can read the subtitles for what he has to say about the Kiminasi plant booster and its results on corn. Oops, turn that. Now, oops, sorry, I don't want to get that there, but I wanted to just take a look at the numbers here. Now, what he's doing is he's quoting the numbers of the control field, the untreated field, and then the numbers of the treated field. So he says, okay, in the control field we have a 1.9 meters, which is about 5, 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, and then 4.2 meters, which is, up around 13, 14 feet tall. 1.6 versus 4.1, 2.3 versus 4.15. So he's basically measuring several different plants. It's not like you just have one really tall plant here and the rest are all shorter, right? You have all these plants here are all in the 4 to 5 meter range, which is basically, 12 to 15 feet tall. So I just wanted to indicate that that's what he's talking about when he's talking about these. He's comparing the numbers on the control field, then a number on the test field, the number of control field, number of test field. So that's why you're seeing those differentials there. The 1.9, 1.6, and 2.3 are all the control field measurements, and the 4.2, 4.1, 4.15, those are all the Kimanasi field. So that testimonial comes from our South American partners, Organico Latam, who was promoting the Kimanasi plant booster down in South America and helping us out, obviously, in Central America and other Spanish-speaking countries. They're doing a great job, and this was one of the examples of what they've seen on. This is actually a trial, so we should be seeing a white paper and peer-reviewed study on this trial here very shortly, hopefully by the end of this year for sure. Um, so let's continue on. Just again, we're seeing results all over the place. I mean, this is not just one crop, one area. I mean, 49% yield increase on asparagus, 26% increase on watermelon production, 18% increase on pepper production. And this was a testimonial from Art Heineman, one of our pepper producers, on how great the quality is. Now, I want you to watch this, not with the eye toward increase in production, but also just look at the quality that he's talking about here, because it's really important for us as a company to promote quality produce. And I know farmers, you guys want to make more money, you want to have more yield, but if that yield is just producing quality crop level quality, then it's not really going to benefit you. It's not going to benefit the people who are eating it. So I want you to see here how Kemanasi is going to help farmers increase quality and quantity simultaneously. So let's take a look at Art Hyman and what he has to say about his peppers. Now, what he was doing there was testing the Brix rating, which is the sweetness of the fruit. Peppers typically will get to, just to give a comparison, if you get a watermelon in the store, you're probably looking at a Brix level or a sugar content of about 10%, which is what he's talking about there. So we're basically producing bell peppers that are sweet as watermelon or types of berries you get in the store. So I can go on and show you all the kinds of different examples, and believe me, I'd love to. But in order just to keep this at a reasonable length, I just want to invite you guys. I'm going to answer a couple of questions here, but I want to invite you guys to take advantage of this technology. Now, if you're looking at ways, what can I do to improve my farm? There's obviously a lot of things you're looking at. You're probably looking at, can I invest in new equipment? Do I need to do certain repairs or fix certain things? Do I need to look at different seed varieties or different inputs and those types of things? And all those, of course, can be valid ways that you could look at improving your farm. But if you had the opportunity to try something that was truly revolutionary, that was truly game changing in terms of increasing production, increasing quality, and it had a complete money back guarantee, so there's literally no risk on your part to try something, wouldn't you want to take advantage of that? I mean, wouldn't you want to at least, even if you had 1,000 acres to say, wouldn't you at least want to put one of your fields on this and see for yourself the results that this can have? Because literally, we offer you the chance to truly transform your farm, see what this can do on your farm and your production, and see how it can improve your farm as well. So I just want to invite you guys that if you guys were looking at different ways you can improve your farm, don't just look at incremental improvements that are going to change a little bit or change or help improve a little bit or whatever. That's what you're getting when you look at inputs or pesticides and those types of things. I'm not saying that those things aren't valid, but when you compare what our technology is doing naturally without chemicals to what those inputs can do, it's just a night and day difference. And the return on investment that farmers are getting is just truly outstanding. So I offer you the opportunity. Give us a call, 727-324-6750, and let's work out a way that we can set this up on your farm so you can see these results yourself on your farm, and you can know that you are literally one of the innovators that's going to help push the entire industry of agriculture forward. Because if you wait until the governments and other areas get involved, you're going to be missing the boat. And we want you to have the opportunity to see a tremendous financial advantage as well as improving the quality of the food right now. So, if you're looking to see what you can do this year to improve your farm, definitely, um, definitely do that. Oh, and by the way, I did want to ask before I get to the questions here. I did want to ask if anybody's in the Northwest, up in Washington State, who buys produce or sells produce or is, looking for the best quality produce to promote. Art Heineman, one of the gentlemen you looked at there, is definitely looking for new outlets to sell his products. We gave him a very unique problem because before he was like, okay, I can sell my product and everything else. Now he's growing so much extra yield and so much better quality that he actually had ran out of people to buy the produce from. He's actually wasting a lot of his produce. So he's looking for new vendors, new people that can buy his produce and go out and sell it. And believe me, if you tasted any of his produce, you know he has the best quality bar none. So if anybody's up in the Northwest, any distributors who might be watching this, give Art a call at Edible Acres. He's definitely looking for new outlets to be able to promote to, because we gave him the problem of increasing his yield and improving the quality as well. So we wanted to reach out to them. Now I'm going to get to this guy in a second. Looks like we got calls coming in already. Thank you so much. In any case, one question I see here is, yeah, that's right. Go is there people calling me now? So apparently it's working. So guys, go ahead and call us. We'll be happy to get back to you in just a second here. My question I see here is can the Canonize plant booster be installed in any type of irrigation system? The answer is yes. I mean, we work with a number of different farms and number of different types of irrigation. And I wanted just to give you, so if you have flood irrigation, pivots, sprinklers, drip, doesn't matter what kind of irrigation, we can adapt to any irrigation system. So that's my cue, guys. I want to thank you so much for watching us today. And again, jump on board with this while you have the chance before the season gets started, because I know you guys are going to be busy this year. Give yourself the best opportunity to improve your farm and produce the best quality and best quantity available for your farm. Because we want to help you, we want to help every farm become part of the future of farming today and become the most profitable farm possible. So give us a call. I'll put it up one more time here, 727-324-6750. Give us a call today, and we will be happy to work with you. And I'm going to get back to some of these guys that just called me so we can help them out too. Have a great day, guys.